Hello everyone and welcome to the templates, features and filters lectures. Before we complete Django level 4 and our understanding of templates, let's quickly touch upon Django template filters. Imagine that you had some information from your model that you wish to use across various views or pages on your website, but perhaps you wanted to make a slight edit to the information before injecting it, maybe like a string operation or basic arithmetic. For example, maybe on a certain web page by you wanted the string to be in all capital letters, but on another web page you just wanted it to be in lowercase. Well, how do you actually deal with that? Luckily, Django provides a ton of easy to implement template filters that allow you to affect the injection before displaying it to the user. And this follows for flexibility from a single source. So you don't have to worry about editing the source on the Python side. You can actually edit it using templates on the website. So the general form of a template filter looks like this. Previously, we just had those set of brackets and then the value we wanted to inject. Here we can say the value you want to inject have the pipe operator, that's a straight line, the name of the filter, and then the parameters that the filter takes in. Now, not all filters take in parameters, and we'll see examples of them as we continue on throughout this section. Many of these filters are based off common built-in Python functions, so you are already going to be familiar with them. They are naming operations and what they can actually do. Okay, let's show you the documentation on them so you know how to reference all of the various filters. There are a ton of them. So a lot of times you will just be going to the documentation saying which one you need to use and then copying and pasting from there. Later on we also show you how you can create your own filters. I'm going to jump to the documentation. You can go to the specific link. This is the documentation link for templates for 1.1. Okay, this version of Django. So you can just Google search Django plus template and it will probably take you to the page. I'm going to hop over to that. Alright. So here are at the documentation page for Django template. And this is really great reference if you ever have any questions on template. And as I always mentioned, the Django documentation in general is very really good. So the template page it start off by talking about different support for template engines. By default, we use the Django template language or DLL. It's more than enough for our use cases, especially if you are just learning Django as you get more advanced. You could always check out popular alternatives for template engines such as Ninja 2, and this tells you how to connect them and how to download them. So a lot of really useful information here. But we are going to be concerned about is template filter. So if you come over here on the right hand side, there should be a link under the syntax to filter, and you can click on it and it will show you what filters look like. So as I mentioned in general, look like this. Okay. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here to see the filters. Let me zoom in one more time. Okay, so scroll back down to the filter and here you can say okay, so the filters in general looks like this. Remember we have a context dictionary. This is actually calling a key value pair, and when we pass in the key here, that's the actual variable or value we are passing in. They you have the pipe operator and the name of the filter you wanted to apply. So in this case, we have Django where if a context of Django being the key and it attached to the string, that's all lowercase, and then the filter name we are using is called the title, and the title. If you are familiar with Python string operations, it's also a Python string operation where it basically capitalizes the first letter in every word in a string. So you can see how it convert this to the this right here. And as I mentioned, some filters also take an argument or a parameter, and that would look like something like this. You would say my date that belongs to some context dictionary, the pipe operator, and then the name of the filter date colon in a string, whatever argument you are actually passing in. in this case, the format update you want to display, and there is reference for all the built-in filters as well as instruction for writing your own custom filters. Now there are so many built-in filters that we don't have enough time in this course to go all of them. Really, what you are going to do is clicking on this link, and will also show you how to do in a future, and you can go by yourself and explore that all. But that's all we are going to cover for now in this lecture. And coming up next, we are going to talk about some example by just writing the code, okay, in front of you, and how to create your own custom filters, okay.